Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 9 of Direwolf20's Let's Play, Season 4. As you can see, I've spent a good amount of time mining down here. Looks like I found myself a pretty nice little ravine, actually. I've been mining underground for a while now. Not, too long, but let's see, how's my inventory doing? Pretty full. My miner's backpack here is almost completely full of goodies. Hooray. And I've got a pretty similarly sized digger's backpack. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. So yeah, found a neat little ravine here. I might want to explore just a little bit. Looks like some water and, ooh, look at one of those chest deals, huh? Nice. So I'm going to, poke around here a little bit and be back in just a moment once I'm ready to head back to my house. But just want to let you guys know I have been mining, and it's been a good time so far. Let's get rid of all this water so these zombies can try and come kill me. Good luck, buddy. I've got the advantage. You should know. Don't attack uphill, dude. Not cool. How am I doing in here? Ooh, neat stuff. Ancient stone tablet. Exceptional artifact. Yeah, I want that. So let's collect, a work cart. Neat. Got some iron. Some of this cool stuff. Alright, yeah, I'll take it. I'll leave the buckets, though. I'm not worried about buckets at the moment. Nice. Pretty good. And what I've been doing is just popping home like this whenever I need to. One of the things I've had to do a lot is recharge my drill. I've had to sneak back home, recharge the drill, and then, sneak back down there. So that's something I'm going to remedy in this episode, not having to recharge my drill that often, because anybody who might have been playing this without having too much experience in industrial craft might have realized that your drill runs out of energy awfully quickly. Yep, it definitely does. So let me drop off all this cool stuff that I can research, and I'll be back in a few minutes when I'm ready to start building new things. And one more thing I want to note here before I start up this episode is I've just added the Advanced Machines mod for Industrial Craft. This is one of the mods I've been using for a while now. It wasn't quite ready when I started my series, but it's really quick and easy to download. You just go get the Advanced Machines mod off the Industrial Craft forums and place it in your mods folder. When I did that, it went ahead and added the rotary macerator, the singularity compressor, and the centrifuge extractor, automatically choosing block ID 4095, which was available. So it used one of the high-end numbers that was available out there, and it looks like it's working fine. So I'm going to update my forum post with a link to this mod. Just go download it and install it if you like. Alright, so I'm back from mining, and there's a couple more industrial craft type items I want to make here. You can see I got a bunch more coal, so hooray for that. I'm going to want to craft up some more of these refined iron things. I'm going to start macerating some of the iron that I got down there, get some of the tin and copper and whatnot, and some of the bronze. I'm going to need some redstone. I'm going to get cooking up on another one of those advanced machines. So why don't I start macerating my coal, and I'll be back in a few. Alright, so I've got myself a pair of advanced alloys. That's cool. I've got my refined iron ready to be made into a machine block. Might as well just do it now while I'm waiting for my macerator to roll. Shouldn't have to wait much longer for the macerator after today. Going to be upgrading that to the awesome, sweet, wonderful, advanced machine version of a macerator, the rotary macerator, as you can see here. Industrial Craft originally came with just the induction furnace, and it didn't add anything for macerators, for extractors, or for compressors. And then a mod came out called Advanced Machines that pretty much did the same thing that the induction furnace did for the other machines. And then later on, Industrial Craft added some items that you can craft to pretty much speed up the operational processes of your compressor and stuff. But I still kind of like the Advanced Machines. It's called a personal preference. I think they're cool. There's a couple little minor features about them, but I'm going to let the upgrade system in Industrial Craft flesh out a little bit. I suspect that in the future it's going to be even better than it is now. But the upgrade system is really cool, and it does add some neat features, and I'll get into some more of them later. But I'm just moving my extractor down here next to my compressor, and for now, do I have, yeah, I've got one piece of basalt. Let's burn that up and place that right here. These are placeholders. I'm probably going to eventually get another macerator and another induction furnace here to really get things cooking faster. But again, I'll be back in a few minutes when my rotary macerator is done. Or you know what I could do? Yeah, I got an idea. I'll do something else while I wait for that. So digging through my chests here, I'm going to take one of the batteries that I have. I've also got some copper cables. All right, I've got some stuff here. I need 5 more batteries. Oh my, that's a lot of batteries. That's all right. It's going to get me a very nice item. So let's see, 5 batteries here. Perfect. Cool. And along with those 5 batteries, I think I'm going to need some tin. So let's see, can I put all this like this here? I'm also going to need an electronic circuit. So for that, I'm going to need 1 piece of refined iron. That's all right, I can waste the 1 piece of iron that I would have had by macerating. All right, how am I doing? All right, I got enough resources on me. Let's get that refined iron in there for an electronic circuit. Combine it with the 6 batteries, and a piece of tin gets me the bat pack. Hooray! Anybody who has been mining for a little while with this drill knows that it runs out of energy awfully quickly. Like, wow, I've been mining for 2 minutes and I'm out of energy. That's where the bat pack comes in. This guy is capable of storing a nice amount of energy, 60,000 energy units. So while the diamond drill itself can only store 10,000, the bat pack here can store 60,000. And once it's fully charged, I'll show you how to use it. Alright, fully charged up. The bat pack just goes on your back. Perfect. Cool. Good look, Steve. I like it. Let's check it out from behind. Oh yeah, looking fancy. The bat pack will automatically recharge the items in your inventory as you use them. So your diamond drill, every time you use it, will drain energy out of the bat pack instead of draining it out of the diamond drill or any of the other items that might drain industrial craft energy. And while I was babbling on about that, my coal dust was ready. So I'm going to get myself a few pieces of carbon fiber and whatnot, and I'll be back. Now, speaking of items that can be powered by your bat pack here, I'm going to craft a new and hopefully very cool item. I'm going to steal some of this stuff. I don't know if this will work or not. Can I repair my wrench with some covalence dust? Oh, I can. Yeah, look at that. 1 covalence dust gets me a fully repaired wrench. Perfect. And with that, I'm going to combine it. I'm going to get myself another battery. Cool. And another one of these electronic circuits. Oh yeah, I need some more iron. Let me refine myself some iron real fast. Yeah, let me just macerate this so I don't waste iron this time. There we go. Macerate it up and cooking it. Awesome. And I'll just make, what the heck, make both of them refined iron. Okay. Now, another electronic circuit. Again, I told you guys you'd be making a lot of these, so I hope you remember the recipe by now. An electronic circuit, battery, and wrench will get you the electric wrench. Cool. The electric wrench, again, will get its power from the bat pack, but you can also charge it up in an MFE here. And the cool thing about the electric wrench is it has 2 modes. If you hold the M key on your keyboard, M as in macerator, and right-click, you can see that it turns on lossless wrench mode. And right-click again, and it turns it off. The M and right-click key is the combination for all industrial craft items to change their modes. Some machines, even though you use a wrench, have a small percentage of actually losing the machine altogether, but if you use lossless wrench mode, it uses a lot more energy out of your bat pack / electric wrench, but it guarantees that you won't lose the machine. So I'm going to do that now with my macerator. Cool. I'll collect the carbon plates that I have, and I believe I'm going to need a few more pieces of refined iron, as a matter of fact, aren't I? Yep, I'm going to need a few more of them. So let me get those macerated, place this guy back down, picked him up a little too soon, and I'll be back in a minute. And in the meantime, I'm going to go over here and just drop another half a stack of coal into my coke oven. I'll take my coal coke and creosote oil and just throw that into my rare items chest for now. Eventually, I'm going to have a slightly different organizational structure on this chest, but for now, it's just kind of my catch-all for rare items. And boy, this macerator is slow. I can't wait to have a faster one. So what I want to do is combine my machine block, carbon plates, and advanced alloys into the advanced machine block. Take the iron dust that I've got and cook it up real quick. There we go. Into some refined iron. Excellent. And then pick up my macerator again with a shift right click of the wrench. Or just a regular old right click, my bad. And advanced machine, macerator, and refined iron comes together nicely to get myself a rotary macerator. Awesome. Now I'm going to place down my rotary macerator here, and I'm going to move this lever. The reason I do that is because the redstone signal for the lever should travel through to the blocks next to it, both of them. So it should keep them both going. So let's see if that heat ticks up. Yeah, it did. And my rotary macerator is also going here, which is ideal. The rotary macerator, just like the induction furnace, needs to build up some internal energy, and once it does, it'll macerate things a lot faster. It also uses 16 energy units per tick, so an expensive machine to run, but we've got a good amount of energy going on here at the moment, and especially with that coal coke, I'm not too worried about it. The only other thing to note about these advanced machines is it does use 1 energy unit per tick to keep them running in a hot state. So to keep this guy heated with nothing in it, we use 1 energy unit per tick and 16 energy units per tick to actually cook something up. And we can experiment and prove that right now. So if we were to cook ourselves up another one of these awesome electronic circuits and combine it with some copper cables and some glowstone dust, we can get ourselves an EU reader. This is a great way to determine how much energy is flowing through your cables. Right now, these machines are being kept warm, but there's nothing really running through them, and I said that should cost about 2 energy units per tick. You want to right-click on one of your cables here to find out how much energy is running through it. Give it a few seconds here, and when you right-click again, it'll average the amount of energy going through the line during that duration between the right clicks. So you can see right now it is hovering quite a bit, like right around 2. It's a rough estimate average. It's not an exact number, but it will give you an idea of how many energy units are flowing through, and the longer you wait between clicks, the more accurate it's going to be. So you can see here it went up to 3 and now it's down to 1. The average of those is 2. Gives you a rough idea, like I said, of the amount of energy traveling through the line. Now if I throw some iron ore into this macerator, let's see what happens to the energy usage. It jumps up to 17. Alright, a lot higher now because it's macerating this for 16 and it's keeping this warm for 1. So again, around 17 over a long duration. It's a good indication of how much energy we're using, and it's quickly draining the power out of this MFE. So while this is a lot faster now, it is more of an energy drain. And we haven't even gotten close to the highest speed of the macerator here, so I'm going to take this out. I don't want to waste the energy. I'll let this speed up, and then I'll start macerating my ores. And maybe just to make sure that everything's okay, and supplementing the power, I'll throw my coal coke in here. Now the generator will burn up that coal coke, and it'll supplement the energy going into the MFE. Cool. I'll be back in a few. Hey, there we go. Macerating in style. Nice. Now, the next item I want to craft, yet again from Industrial Craft, and I'm going to work on some other stuff going forward here, is another electronic circuit, followed up with another battery, and a tree tap. Time to get an electronic tree tap. After all, we've got everything else electronic. We might as well get this too. And this guy will help me collect some more rubber, which I'm not running too low on just yet, but low enough to make me want to go tap some trees. So I'm going to do that off camera for a few minutes, and I'll be back. Alright, with my trees successfully tapped and the night starting to approach, I'm going to consider what to do next in today's episode. Alright guys, I came up with something I'd like to build this episode. There's pretty much I think it's time to start building some complex devices. I've already started on some of the basic and simple stuff, but it's time to do one of those complex builds that I always enjoy making. Of course, the very first complex build that I typically like to start off with is the sorting machine. I always like to make sorting machines in my Let's Play worlds, and it's something I do very early on because it allows me to go mining and come back and just drop off all my resources in one chest and have it automatically sorted for me. So the sorting machine is going to be pretty much what I'm building right now. Hopefully I have enough resources to get it going. I might need a few things. There's probably a little bit more groundwork I need to do. You can see I'm starting to clear out some area here. Bunch of cows and pigs making noise behind me. Maybe shouldn't have had the farm so close to home. But yeah, I think it's time to start up the sorting machine. So how about I clean up this little area here, this little, messy area behind my house, because I would like to build a little bit kind of the same that I usually do, but also a little bit different. So I'll be back in a few minutes once I've cleaned up this here mess. So before I get started on my sorting machine, I want to flesh out this little area here. I want to actually place down my second rotary macerator, so I'm going to have 2 of those guys. I'm going to place down a second induction furnace, so I have 2 of those. You've seen me build them before, so I'm just going to go grab all the components and get crafting. Alright guys, so what I'm crafting now is a another electric furnace, and then I'm going to craft, using some refined iron here, another one of those macerators, if I can remember exactly how they work. Cobble? Something like that. Thought I knew the recipe. I must be close, I think. Oh yeah, just one set of cobble on either side. See, I was close. Circuit and flint. Where'd my flint go? Probably in my backpack. Yep, there it went. Alright, let's try crafting that up again. Machine block, electronic circuit, flint, and cobble. Knew I was close. And then in here, I've got the last of my carbon plates being crafted. So again, another expensive set of machines, but definitely going to be useful in my sorting system in a moment here. Let's get those ready. And I have a lot of groundwork I have to lay, so I might not get too far into the sorting system in this episode. So pretty much plan for this to be a 2-episode ordeal. But hopefully by the end of episode 10, I'll have my sorting system, for the most part, good to go. So the first thing here, macerator, surrounded by this stuff, gets me the rotary macerator, and then an advanced machine block, the electric furnace, and some copper here should take care of getting me an induction furnace. Perfect. All right, loving it. So I'm going to clean up my inventory and be right back because there's another set of things I want to make. Basically, I want 2 pieces of silver. That should be good. A diamond. And what I'm going to craft here is some fiber optic cable. Now this stuff, glass fiber cable, is pretty much the best cable available. Remember I talked about energy loss earlier. Fiber optic cable has pretty much no energy loss, which is what makes it so wonderful. So good to have that. I might need a little bit more of it. And then I want to craft some upgrades to some of my machines. Transformer upgrades to be specific. So I'm going to need more stuff. Alright, I'll be back when I have the resources that I need to do this. Alright, so what I want to do here is craft 2 transformer upgrades. Remember I spoke earlier about the fact that machines will explode if they get too high a current. Well, I want to have medium voltage current running through this whole line here. I don't want to have the low voltage going through anymore. It's not that big a deal, but ideally I'd like to clean up what I've got going on over here. So to do that, I'm going to upgrade the 2 machines that will be on this line, for the time being at least, that can accept high medium voltage current. That's these guys. By using a transformer upgrade, the recipe here, these 2 machines will be allowed to accept medium voltage current. So that's what I'm going to do now. So grabbing a couple more pieces of iron and cooking that up in my induction furnace. There we go. I'm going to create 2 MV transformers, which is an ingredient there. Now normally your MV transformers here would be used to convert from high to medium voltage current, but in this instance we're using it to create these cool little upgrades. There we go, transformer upgrades. And by installing the transformer upgrade here and here, we can now allow these machines to accept medium voltage current. So I shouldn't need this guy anymore. Later, buddy. What I'm going to do is, I want to move this MFE, but I don't want to lose all the power that's stored in it at the moment. Give me a minute to think that one through. Alright, thinking this through for a minute, I definitely need some more glass fiber cabling than I have. That's for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and craft, using 1 more diamond, another set of glass fiber cables. There we go. And the other thing I'm going to do is get myself 2 energy crystals. I'm going to need these guys in the future anyway, so I might as well craft them now and use them to store some of the energy that's available in this device. The only way I can think of moving this MFE without draining it completely is with a frame, but I really don't have the resources to craft frames at the moment, so I'm just going to store the energy in this energy crystal, and I'll be back when I'm ready to move it. Now remember I said energy crystals can store 100,000 energy units, and pretty much I didn't feel like wasting 6 diamonds on this, only wanted to use 2 of them, so I am going to lose a little bit of energy, but not all of it. There we go, collect that guy back, cool. Now I can take these things out. Hey, stop making a mess, Direwolf. And get my tin cabling back. I've only got 2 of these. Is that enough for what I want to do, or do I need a few more pieces of tin? Might as well grab them just in case, right? Oh, there's some ultra loco. I knew I had more of that stuff. Now, what I should be able to do, if everything's working properly with the whole, current stuff, I should be able to pick up all these copper cables, lay down some fiber optic cable down the floor here, and remember that's just going to reduce any energy loss, so I'm going to be wasting less energy. Run it like so, and like I said, hopefully because of these transformer upgrades, medium voltage current won't be a problem for these machines. I'm going to place down my MFE right here, and shift click it with the electric wrench on the top, which should face the output down. And the real test is about to come because I'm going to place my energy crystals inside, and hooray, no explosions. That's a good sign. Definitely, really a good sign. Because if I had an explosion, I wouldn't be happy right now. And run some tin cabling from my solar panels into here. And we're in really good shape with power for now. Awesome. So no more need for the low voltage transformer. The system's just a little bit cleaner. I'm going to need some more power gen pretty darn soon, but for now we're cool. Why don't I go get ready to build the next components of items that I'm going to need for my sorting system. Alright, and let's also not forget to knock this thing off of here and place down, for now just place this here. I want to put down my rotary macerator, that's this one right there, and this guy will be the other induction furnace, so we'll place him right there. Cool. And get myself a couple more levers. A few more than I need, but just want to make sure we're good here. That keeps those guys all on, and that's probably not where I'm going to want this thing. Probably going to have to place it here. Trust me, it just has to happen, guys. And that should be good. Those 2 levers will keep all 4 machines going. Good. Looking good so far. Okay, the next thing I need to craft is an alloy furnace. An alloy furnace is a red power 2 item, and I'm going to use red power 2 to build my sorting system, kind of as usual. I did have to think between, pretty much I was bouncing around between should I do red power or should I try out the logistics pipes and their ability to sort. In the end, I did decide to go with red power again for 1 or 2 reasons. The main one, to be honest with you guys, the reason I wanted to go with red power is because logistics pipes are limited a little bit by Buildcraft in that they pretty much can't insert items into machines if the machines are full. So those of you new to my series might be a little confused by what I'm talking about, but basically if this machine has a bunch of stuff in it and a Buildcraft pipe tries to place an item in the machine, it'll get stuck and fall out and not work. But if a red powered pneumatic tube does that, it'll be okay. So that's really the main focus of why I decided to do this. Now, my alloy furnaces here, there's a few things I'm going to have to smelt up. I'm going to get some nickelite and a good amount of silver and start smelting that stuff going. I'm going to go with 16 of these guys, at least for now. The alloy furnace here is a red power 2 item. You place your nickelite and silver, for example, and for every 1 piece of silver and 4 pieces of nickelite that you place in your alloy furnace, along with some coal to cook up your alloys, you're going to get nickelite and silver combined for blue alloy ingots. These guys are used in a lot of your red power 2 machines that require electricity. The first thing I'm going to build are some solar panels. Now, you guys have seen solar panels from Industrial Craft. These are solar panels from Red Power 2. You can see they need some blue alloy ingots, but they also need some blue doped wafers. How do I get that? Well, I know I'm going to need a couple items here, so why don't I get them ready? Alright guys, to be honest with you, that should be about enough blue alloy ingots for now. The next item I need to do is combine some coal and some sand, 8 pieces each. And while that's cooking, I'm going to craft up an item called a diamond handsaw. It's going to require a pair of diamonds, a pair of iron ingots, and some sticks. That's your diamond handsaw. It's the top tier saw in Red Power 2, and I'm going to need it to cut up this silicon boule, which I just crafted together in the alloy furnace with the sand and the coal. The alloy boule, the silicon boule here, when cut with the diamond handsaw, will give me 16 silicon wafers, and those guys can be placed in the furnace here with some nickelite. So I'm going to let that cook up, get a few more pieces of nickelite. Going to need at least a little bit more of that, and I might want to craft up another one of those silicon bowls. I'll get that stuff ready now, and I'll be back once everything's done cooking. Alright, looking good. Got 16 blue doped wafers, and from there I'm going to get some more of those blue doped wafers, at least another set maybe, we'll see. Maybe another half a stack of them. I'm not sure exactly how many I want just yet, but let's go with half a stack for now, and then if I decide I need more, then cool. If not, we'll see. So half a stack should be good. Perfect. With the blue doped wafers, I want to craft something like this. Ta-da! Solar panels. Now, if you guys think about it, almost every one of the major tech mods these days has some kind of electricity going on, or some kind of power generation. Thaumcraft has Vis, which isn't directly electricity, but definitely kind of a form of power. Equivalent Exchange has EMC, Buildcraft has its engines, so most mods have power these days as a kind of balancing act to keep your machines going and all the different stuff like that. So this is the Red Power 2 version of energy, and it's solar panels. Now, to run your cabling, we're going to need to place some blue alloy ingots in your crafting table here with some wool, and that'll get you your first pieces of wiring. Cool. And finally, I'd like to get myself a battery box. This guy crafted like so, with 4 blue trick batteries, and the recipe for them is some copper and some nickelite, and some tin. So let's get a little bit of that. So copper, tin, got some nickelite already. So let's get some 4 of these guys or so. There we go, that's good. And, yeah, what was that? Wood on top and some iron, right? There we go. Nice little battery box for us to store the energy we collect with the solar panels. Now, Blue Trick energy is a lot more complicated than Industrial Craft energy, to the point where I'm not super fancy and familiar with it, but, you know, I do all right. What do I want to do here? I probably want to stick this... I'm trying to decide exactly where I want to lay out this room, so give me a minute to think it through. Alright, so what I've decided is to get started with some solar panels up on my roof here. You can see they function a little differently from Industrial Craft solar panels, and I can run some cabling down the side of my wall. It works just like all the other cabling in Red Power. Just run it down the side of the wall like so. Awesome. And there's a little Slimer down here who's interrupting my explanations. Sorry, buddy. You were in my way. Cool. I'm going to just dig into my whole wall here so I can make sure everything's nice and smoothly laid out. So, got some cabling running down there. Where do I want to put my battery box? Do I want to put it outside or in? I might want to place it inside just so I can keep an eye on how much energy I've got going on. How exactly do I want this set up? Alright, after thinking it through a little bit, I decided I kind of want to place my battery box right here in the corner. I could hide it under the floor, but I might in the future want to charge batteries using it, so we'll see. But for now, it'll sit here next to my alloy furnace, which I've moved over just a little bit, and I'll place the coal back into. All I got to do now is just run this little cable right into here. Ta-da! And we should start getting some energy from our solar panels. Awesome. I like it. Meanwhile, I'm going to smelt up a few more pieces of silver. That ought to be good. Cook it up and get some blue alloy ingots. And while those things cook up, I'm going to grab my shears and run outside and find some sheep, because I need some more wool. I should probably get a wool factory going on pretty soon. I think I'm close to the point where I could probably automate some wool production. I might wind up doing that in a relatively near in the future episode. But for now, I'm just going to, run around out here and see what I can find. Alright, got some wool. Started to get dark out there, but I'm going to craft up a few more pieces of this blue alloy wiring here. Perfect. And one of the things I also want to craft real quick, look at all the cool stuff you can make with this blue alloy stuff. Where's the recipe I'm looking for? Probably should have just looked it up a little bit easier than that. There it is. I'm going to need 2 pieces of iron and 5 sets of bricks. So I'm going to go ahead and craft as many bricks as I can from that, deposit this junk, and get a couple pieces of iron. Just 2 should be enough. And no longer do I have to use coal to make alloys. I can now get a blue trick alloy furnace. Awesome. And bluetricity is pretty neat. You can see this battery box has already collected a little bit of energy, but since it got dark out real quick, didn't get too much. What I'm going to do is sleep through the night and place down my blue alloy furnace right next to this bat box here, and it'll start to get energy from the bat box directly. It doesn't need any cabling between the bat box and the blue alloy furnace. Now, the way Blue Trick energy works is it kind of balances itself between the different devices in the network. So while it's collecting energy in the battery box here and the Blue Trick furnace are stabilizing the energy between the network, it kind of works a little bit like real electricity in the real world, from what I'm told. To be honest with you, I don't really understand it half the time, but it's cool. I know that. I'm going to throw together one more solar panel too while I'm here, just because I want to have 3 of them up there. Make sure I get enough energy being produced. And as I do that, I think it's getting pretty close to that old wrapping up time. So I've laid down a lot of the groundwork for the items I'll need to be able to start working in my sorting system here. Next episode, I'm going to start building all the stuff for my sorting system. And what will happen in the end is I'll be able to automatically place a bunch of items in one chest and have them be macerated and smelted as required, and then sorted into all the different chests that I have in this room. And I'll probably have to expand the chests in here pretty soon. So that's going to come up in the next episode. So this has been episode 9 of Direwolf20's Let's Play. Hope you guys enjoyed checking it out. Stay tuned for episode 10, and don't forget, at the end of episode 10, I will have a world download available, so you guys can download my world as it stands right now and play around in it. I do that every 10 episodes. Take it easy, guys.